Hi there, my name is Tom Bell, and welcome to my 5 Minute Friday video cast on the 20th of December. Some Christmas ramblings, I think, are in order. For those that don't know me, I'm an author, I'm a consultant, I'm an educator. What else am I? Yeah, let's leave it at that for now, I guess. I'm a long-time justice campaigner and a former whistleblower, but parking those for the moment. So Christmas. Um, Christmas is a funny old time, isn't it? I was at the tip earlier this week, and I was having a conversation with a guy there about this kind of stuff that gets thrown in there. It's amazing, isn't it? This is the bit the marketing departments never tell you, isn't it? All that stuff that you're being encouraged to buy, because it's consumer fest, isn't it? They've tried to make Christmas about religion, but I think that's failed. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But consumer fest, that's where it all ends up, isn't it? And you just, I go along to our tip, and we don't live in a big town, but so our tip is not massive by any stretch of the imagination, but you look along the lines of skips, everything getting thrown in there. There's a big skip for non-recyclable, and there's a skip for wood, and there's a skip for electricals, and there's a skip for, da 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 da. Well, it's we're emptying out our houses, throwing stuff away to get more stuff. Generally, we throw stuff away, even away when we've got more stuff to replace the stuff that we're throwing away. There's just this constant churn, isn't there? Constant churn's maybe a good definition, actually, because it kind of goes up to the front of that tip, doesn't it? Gets scooped in there if it doesn't get recycled, and off it goes. And if it does get recycled, does it really get recycled? There's a thought. And it's kind of, we're in this crazy cycle, aren't we? Where at this time of year we're just getting bombarded to buy this, to buy that, to spend this, to spend that. And someone once told, I was a chartered marketer for 20 years, so I'm part of the problem, I guess. But somebody once told me that a great definition of marketing, not one that you'd ever hear from the Chartered Institute, of course, but a great definition of marketing is the convincing of people to buy things with money they don't have, stuff they don't need, to impress people that they either don't know or don't even like. And I think there's a great deal of truth in that, isn't there? We are just at the mercy of it. When you look at our attention, our attention deficit, we are bombarded with adverts. Estimates of how many messages we receive each day vary between a few hundred up to a few thousand. And I guess, again, that depends where you live. If you live in the middle of London or a large city, then you will be getting bombarded with adverts as you go down the tube, on the bus, wherever. It's horrendous. Our brains weren't designed for this. I really like the idea of ad-free cities where there are just absolutely no billboards, and the space is the space. And nice things are done with the billboard space rather than, you need this car to prove what kind of person you are. It's corrosive, isn't it, really? It's corrosive in the very most negative sense of that word, in that it undermines us. It undermines our humanity, doesn't it? People have got lots of sexy definitions for branding, but none of them actually admit that what a lot of the companies are trying to do with branding is define who we are, help us define ourselves through the goods that we purchase and consume. That's pretty demeaning, isn't it? Because, you and I sat here right now. If you're watching this, then this little pilot in your brain, in your head, sorry, your brain, it's been about 4.5 billion years in evolution. Don't know who counted, but that's what the scientists say. And it is still the most sophisticated mechanism. It's the most sophisticated thing in the known universe. Yeah, nothing yet discovered gets anywhere near the complexity of the human brain. So we have the marketers on one hand saying, treat people like chimps, just give them some new bananas, everything will be okay. And then we've got this gift that's been given to us that we're sort of just giving away to them, aren't we? We're saying, oh yeah, please take the attention of my brain. It's yours to have, which seems crackers. I mean, we maybe don't think of it in those terms, do we? I'm not proud of saying I was a chartered marketer, by the way. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, it was great fun. But it's a funny old thing, isn't it, where we're trying to tell people that their meaning is dependent on the things that they can have and they can consume. I've very much come to value the value of ideas, of knowledge, and recently started to discover my own ignorance, which is that's a great precursor, I guess, to gaining more knowledge. And for those of you devout Christians out there who are thinking, no, Christmas is all about religion, it's all about Christ, the Christ Mass, hence the name Christmas, blah blah blah. Very short, quick story for you. So Christmas was actually originally a Roman festival. In fact, some people say it wasn't just a Roman festival, but it was what was called a heathen stroke pagan festival in this country, whereby at the shortest day, what would happen is the soothsayers, those people who could measure the length of the day, using whatever means possible. Christmas was a celebration of the turning of that day. So it was a move towards spring. It was a recognition that we were now heading towards the light. And the old Roman festival of Saturnalia, which was celebrate, the god Saturn, etc., was actually all about and Saturn was the god of the harvest and of plenty and of peace. Ironically, we haven't got a lot of peace going on in the world at the moment, have we? But so Christians kind of hijacked that one. I think it might be good if we could bring Saturnalia back. Actually, maybe I was going to say less drinking, but who cares? Take your pick. Something about maybe changing that festival from consumerism to Christianity to something about reflection, and contemplating. Because Saturnalia, in a sense, is contemplating where we are in relation to nature. It's looking at the universe or nature, and it's saying we depend on that, don't we? We depend on the spring, we depend on the seasons, we depend on the turning of the earth, we depend on the sun, and maybe a bit of a humbling process there. Elon, if you're listening, humility probably not your thing. I've exceeded my 5 minutes by quite a chunk. Have a good break, a good Christmas, whatever you're doing, whether you call it Christmas or not. Who knows? Look at me falling into the trap. Thank you. Massive thank you to everyone who's supported me this year. This year, like many other years, has not always been easy, but it's been rewarding. I've found a great deal of meaning in it, so thank you. And as ever, stay safe. Stay solvent, really difficult this time of year, and stay sane, even harder at this time of year. Stay sane if you can. Ciao.